Welcome to New York City. Today is a gorgeous day here in Brooklyn, and we're going to wander around this great borough just to enjoy the beautiful sights, the beautiful views. What's interesting about New York is that it's a very unique city in terms of how it looks. Very few cities around the world has such a high concentration of skyscrapers into a small area of land, like it does here in Manhattan, and then soon also in nearby downtown Brooklyn. But also there's a mighty river dividing both Manhattan and Brooklyn, making it seem much more interesting or different from most European cities where the rivers tend to be much more skinnier. I'm Ariel, this is Urbanist. Let me know where you're watching from, and let's walk around Brooklyn, New York. Let me know where you're watching from. This month, Facebook is doubling stars. So if you're enjoying these broadcasts, consider leaving some stars on Facebook. It's the Facebook version of Super Chats. If we get to 100,000 by September 26th, Facebook will be doubling and giving 100,000 more. Right now, we are about 78,000 away from hitting our goal by September 26th. Let's go and walk around Brooklyn. Right now we're seeing the views of beautiful Manhattan, the Midtown area. We see Empire State Building. We see one Vanderbilt I'm actually very excited to go. I gotta see if the observation deck is open actually. Chrysler Building also getting its own observation deck. And then we're seeing a little bit Upper Manhattan. Now we're seeing a skyline pop up. This is Greenpoint. Wow, Greenpoint's actually getting very high nowadays. I'm actually surprised. Hey, hello Terry, hello Susan, welcome. And even on this side of Williamsburg, we have a huge condominium building with a gigantic hole in the middle. And we have the Williamsburg Bridge. But downtown Brooklyn right behind it. Beautiful misty day, the winds are high. Do you get all of the donations on FB? I do not, Mater. FB is like YouTube, it takes 30% cut. Lorraine sent 1,000 stars. Thank you so much, Lorraine. So Facebook does take a 30% cut, just like YT. But they're doubling it. So if you want to partake in that challenge that Facebook has, then feel free to do so. Otherwise, PayPal.me is where you can guarantee all of your dollars go to me, rather than a mediator like the middleman like Facebook or YT. So every time I walk through specific neighborhoods, things change, and they seem very different every time I come back from traveling. I've been 2 months abroad, venturing all throughout the Mediterranean. Places like Venice, Florence, Rome, Santorini, Athens, Thessaloniki, and other places. And Williamsburg is one of those neighborhoods where every time I go abroad, it appears different when I come back. Let's see how different it is this time around. Nina says the best 2 months ever. Oh, I'm so glad you think so, Nina. Hey, Vasilios. Hello, Vasilios. I haven't seen you in a while. And pardon the wind. My microphones are giving me so many issues. So I couldn't use my microphone today in this windy day. So I hope you enjoy the extra sound effect, the extra ambiance of the wind. Hey, you. Hello, Susan. Hello, Susie. Constant change in Willie B. Yeah, constant change in Willie B. And also Bushwick. It's another place that constantly changes. How's everyone today? Let me know. Tibor, hello, Tibor from Slovakia. Hey, nice to see you here, New York is your favorite city. The mic is very sensitive. Yes, it is. This mic is very sensitive. Hello, Claire. Cannot wait to go to County Clare in Ireland. Hello. Kathy, Domino Sugar Factory is nearby, Kazo Sose. Yes, it is. So right here we have new condo, and we have Two Hands. Two Hands was actually started by Heath Ledger's family. I think they still own it. Started in Manhattan, and now they've expanded here to Brooklyn. Claire says that's what I'm named after. Oh my God, that's super cool. Johanna says you're back in the streets. Oh yeah, I'm back. Back on the streets of New York. Hello, Lorraine. Lorraine sent 1,000 stars. Thank you so much, Lorraine, for sending 1,000 stars for the stars goal. We're getting closer and closer. Very windy in the mountains of Virginia as well. Oh, interesting. Yeah, very windy here today. Storm brewing. Nina, just Kate. Claire says you're actually named after County Clare. Ooh, cool. Can't wait to go. A few people said I'm gonna love Ireland. Yes. Everyone, stay tuned. Next week I'll be in Ireland. The Emerald Isle. I'm so excited to show it to you. Let me know if you're excited for the Emerald Isle, which is the nickname for Ireland. Since it's humid, the wind is appreciated. It is very humid. That's why I'm not flipping around the camera, so you won't see my humid hair. Susie says I'm back on these mean streets. Yes, these streets are very mean here in Brooklyn. Very mean streets here, Williamsburg. Lots of rowdy hipsters brewing coffee. Don't forget to pack a rain mac. What's a rain mac, Kay? Jacket? I actually got to get myself a rain boots. I'm not sure what company to get rain boots from. Let me know if anyone has a recommendation on rain boots. Helen says I might meet you for a pint or coffee. Helen, yes, let me know where you're based in Ireland. Risa says I'm really living vicariously through you. Excited to join you. Says Risa, I'm so glad. My profile pic was taken in Ireland, says Kathy. Ooh, so awesome. Rose says, yes, looking forward to your trip in Ireland. I love when you describe the weather, no matter what is it to you, you make it sound fabulous, says Cynthia. Really? You enjoy the way I describe the weather? Oh, cars. Can't believe 2 months away from New York City and there's still cars here. How is this possible? George recommends Wolverine boots. Okay. Helen is in Dublin. Wonderful. Something tells me you'll find a more affordable and appropriate time in Ireland. What do you mean, SBLs? We learned about the Macs from the Beatles, says Nina. Ooh, what are the Macs? What's happening here? Let's see. Those history about Staten Island were very good. I'm so glad you enjoyed the 2 Staten Island videos. Daniel, that's so awesome. It was such a pleasure to actually go to Staten Island after so many, you know, I intended on going to Staten Island 2 months ago, but I got lost. I ended up taking a plane, ended up getting on the plane to Greece, End up taking another plane to Santorini, end up taking another plane to Thessaloniki, and a bunch of ferries and a bunch of trains. I just got very lost and I couldn't find Staten Island, but after 2 months I did find Staten Island. Nina says something tells me you're going to be drinking a lot of Guinness. Yes, I can't wait to potentially show you the Guinness storehouse. Hopefully I can. Hopefully they'll allow cameras inside. How did you get to Staten Island from via Europe? Says Nina. It's a good question, Nina. Long journey. I end up realizing, wait a minute, Staten Island is not across the sea. I mistakenly thought Staten Island was across the Atlantic, but it was actually just here, across the New York Harbor. And taking a plane back from Italy once I found out. Went back home and just ended up taking the ferry. And boom, finally end up in Staten Island. After 2 months of searching. The forgotten borough has always been nearby. Nina says, you live and learn. Indeed you do. You do live and learn. Hello, Mighty Bull. Do you plan on visit Croatia? Says Marcel. I would love to visit at some point, but not for this trip. You can take a tour there at the storehouse, says Kathy. Yes. I just hope they allow me to film inside. Hey, JK, now you're here. Welcome. Hello, Oliver from Berlin. Thanks for your walk. My pleasure. I'm so glad I can take you for a nice walk through Williamsburg, Brooklyn. Let's see what we'll find here. Oh, scaffolding. How long it's been. New Spanish restaurant, Café Valencia. On Disney open streets. I'm in the Botanical Gardens. Hey, Dutch Mahas, that's so cool that you're in the Botanical Gardens. Well, hope New York City has been treating you well. Oh, this is literally a cafe. With empanadas. Hey, Sean from Scotland, welcome. I'm looking forward to your 9/11 stream, Westfield. Yes, stay tuned. 1 p.m. on Saturday. Risa says Spanish. Yeah, it's a Spanish cafe. Interesting. As I mentioned, there's always something new opening up when I travel from abroad. Sometimes it feels like I'm in a whole new New York. Hey, Nina says you are making Brooklyn look beautiful. I'm so glad. Susan, you're doing well. That's awesome. Kathy says I love this area of New York. Ariel, have you ever walked over the bridge to Manhattan on the live? Many times, Veronica. Many times. Search any of the bridge names. I've walked over the Brooklyn and the Manhattan Bridge. And I never walked across the Williamsburg on Urbanist. I've only taken a train across it. So yeah, Brooklyn, Manhattan, I've done a few times already. Aloha from Oahu. Welcome, Coffee Insomnia. Thanks for your beautiful tour of Italy. Great to see New York City again. I'm so glad I could take you back to New York City. Here's the Supreme store. A very popular store where people buy a t-shirt and resell it for tens of thousands of dollars. Love the buildings across from you. Yeah, very typical buildings. Have you been to the Onderdonk house? Ooh, great question, Stephanie. I've never shown the Onderdonk house. Wait, have I? That's the one in Bushwick. Because there's the Wyckoff house and there's the Onderdonk. Yes, I've actually shown the Onderdonk, but only from the outside. I haven't had the opportunity to go inside the Onderdonk, unfortunately. Nina says, but there's no Puerto Rican restaurants. Yeah, no. It's sad because this used to be such a traditional Puerto Rican neighborhood. But no Puerto Rican restaurants to be found here. Stephanie, have I been to the Ridgewood? Yes, Ridgewood Bushwick border. Yeah, I've shown the Underdog House from outdoors. Wow, beautiful restaurant called Hole in the Wall. Susie, you've been inside? Yeah, I went during the pandemic, so it was not open to the public. Taiyaki NYC. Oh, Taiyaki NYC is here. Japanese mochi donuts. That's interesting. These guys sell amazing fluffy pancakes, which is only Saturday and Sunday, unfortunately. But these pancakes are amazing. Smells good. Here's one of the more interesting bars here in Williamsburg called Maison Premiere, and it's oysters and absinthe cocktails. Susie says my niece got married there in the Underdog House. That's so cool. Hey Suzanne, welcome. What is the nearby subway? The L train to Bedford Avenue and the G train to Lorimer. L, Bedford, G, Lorimer. And the J is also nearby. The JM to Marcy Avenue is walking distance. Absinthe is really strong. It is Panagiotis, yes it is. Makes good for cocktails. I love absinthe cocktails. Here cocktails, one thing you'll notice, especially if you've been a lot to Italy, cocktails here are strong as opposed to Italian cocktails that are meant to be more refreshing. Some cheap dumplings if you're looking for dumplings on a budget. Teresa says, tastes like licorice. Yeah, indeed it does. Oh my God, Dumont is still open. So Dumont used to be one of my favorite burgers. Haven't been here in a while. I'm so glad it's still open. Panagiotis, you tried a absinthe with 92% volume. Wow, that's very strong for absinthe. Absinthe usually is like 60%. That's very strong for absinthe. Alejandro says, best place on earth is Cobble Hill. I agree, it's a beautiful place. Irish bars never water down drinks, says Nina. That's true. Hey, Susu, just catching up on the yesterday's live. Up to the part where you reveal the new news about your trip. Yes, Susu. Yeah, you can check that out. I'm so glad you're catching up on the latest live. I'm so happy that this place is still open. Came here for burgers 10 years ago already. Wasn't absinthe illegal? Absinthe was banned from the US about 100 years ago, give or take. But only banned and from specific countries. I think absinthe, you still can't really import absinthe from, I think, Czech Republic. Irish hamburgers taste way different, says Kathy. Oh, can't wait to try an Irish hamburger. Wonder what that tastes like. Camilla says, wow, you're live. Indeed, I am. What's the oldest neighborhood of Brooklyn? Great question. Oldest neighborhood of Brooklyn should be... They actually started all together, 5 different sections of Brooklyn. They're all equally as old. You can go to Dumbo, which used to be known as Brooklyn, but spelled the Dutch way. Dumbo has one of the oldest office buildings in all of New York. You can also go to parts of Flatbush are very old, also dating back to the 1600s. There's the two oldest houses, the Wyckoff House and the Onderdonk House. You got Ridgewood, and you have the other places located in Brownsville. And those houses date back to the early 1600s. So it's kind of spread out. There's not one neighborhood that's the oldest per se, because Brooklyn wasn't so heavily developed as Manhattan was. Syl says Bob. Yes, that was a graffiti of Bob. I went to Erasmus on Flatbush Avenue, says Teresa. Yeah, I did a video of Erasmus last year. Suzanne sent 500 stars. Thank you so much, Suzanne, for the 500 stars. I appreciate you. Facebook is doubling stars this month. Double. So, Suzanne, you basically send 1,000. We just gotta get to 100K by September 26th. And we have maybe a 76,000 left, or something along those lines. So thank you so much for sending stars. Appreciate you. Yeah, press that like button right now. Slam that like button on YT and on FB. Share this video with any relevant Facebook groups. Driggs Avenue. Kay, thank you so much for the stars, Kay. That was the first live I watched that you did. That's why I'm watching now, says Teresa. Also cool that you watched that Flatbush tour. I'm thankful for the reminders to like this live video, says Stephanie. Sometimes I forget. Yeah, no worries. Thank you. Thank you for liking the video. Hey, Rissa says, beautiful day. It is indeed a very beautiful day. Very windy. Storm is coming. But right now, it's beautiful. It's the calm before the storm. Bravo, Nilda. Extraño Nueva York. Mi placer. Qué bien que te puedo enseñar Nueva York otra vez. Hey, Sally, welcome. Thank you so much for tuning in from Scotland. Hey, Charger, saludos de España, bienvenidos. Estamos ahora en el condado de Brooklyn, en la área de Williamsburg. Antes era la área puertorriqueña. This used to be the Puerto Rican neighborhood. Of course, it's changed. About 25 years ago, it started changing significantly. And of course, it wouldn't be Brooklyn if you don't see a car wash here. In Brooklyn, if there's no car wash. Uh-oh, now we have cars passing through. There you go, the car wash of New York City. You get to wash your car for free here in New York. Does your car feel a little bit dry? Has it been too sunny the past few days? Have you started accumulating dust on your car recently? Well, we have a solution here in New York. We have the free car wash. A vandalized water pump where you can wash your car for free, open to anyone that chooses to cross the street. It's also a place to take a free shower as well. Car wash, everyone. This is a true New York City moment. Take a dip. I'm wearing leather shoes. Can't quite take a dip. Well, let's wait until another car passes. Brooklyn Fountain, as in road. There we go. Oh, and he's parking here. Bad place to park. Can't believe that car was parked there. Ciao, amico, fantastica, New York. Hey, Tutan. Thank you so much for tuning in. Ciao, amici. Hopefully windows are now open. Yeah. Let's see if another car passes. Poor biker that passes through here. Will anyone get soaked in their cars? Let's see. Another one's passing through. You have your windows open? Oh, this one tried to dodge the water, but failed. Imagine rolling up on a convertible. Well, there we go. You get not only your car washed, but also get your interior washed. Lavado de carro gratis. Sí, Charge up. Un lavado de carro gratis. Ese es algo bien típico de Nueva York. Hopefully it won't be an electrical bike. Hopefully not. S-Field says such a waste. Well, tell that to Rome, that constantly has water pumping out and out over and over again. Bella says that the cars are swerving like it's gonna help. Indeed. They think it's gonna help, but ooh, empty plot of land. Who wants to build a company over here? Than the Empire State Building, right here in the middle of Williamsburg. Work, school day, or COVID? It is empty, and the schools seem pretty closed. I'm not sure. Well, it might be a holiday. I'm not sure why the schools are closed, but it is very quiet here today. Indeed it is. Let's cross. Send that water to California, says Sil. Okay. Ah, here we see some Puerto Rican heritage. We got the congas. And we got the workers of Puerto Rico right over here. Also depicting Dominicans as well. Hey, Nina says, just remembered school starts on the 13th. So school hasn't started yet. Oh, wow. I'm surprised. Oh, we got some piraguas, which they're using the term frío frío. Is that the Dominican term for a piragua? Cue the song Piragua, Piragua. ¿Quieres un piragua? From In the Heights. And here we have a ship. I'm not sure what this is referring to. The SS Marine Tiger. Susan sent 500 stars. Ooh, thank you so much, Susan, for the 500 stars. I appreciate you. Yeah. 500 stars. Steven says, you must be new to New York City. Indeed I am, Steve. I've never been to New York before. Piragua en ese cadito? Sí, yep. S-Fields, it's common to find piragua, which is shaved ice with syrup, sold in these carts in traditional Puerto Rican neighborhoods, and still to this day in Puerto Rico, you'll find these. I actually featured one when I visited Puerto Rico back in 2019. and hope to feature one again soon. I love this. Beautiful mural. And we got Bob up there. Raspados in Mexico, says George. Oh, interesting. They call it raspados in Mexico. Yeah, let me know, where does the term frío comes from? Is that how they call piraguas in Dominican Republic? Teresa says, it's a Jewish holiday. It is a Jewish holiday. I remember starting school in the first week of September, but it's kind of the first time I've heard school starting later. Swim without sharks in Puerto Rico, says Camilla. Yeah, Puerto Rico does not suffer from too many sharks, if any. No sharks in Puerto Rico. Susie, you're saying it's your holiday. Bob and Bobette. Yes, Bob is hanging out with his Bobette. Do Puerto Ricans consider themselves Caribbeaners? Caribbean doesn't really have an... When you say the word a Caribbeaner, people usually refer to the non-Spanish speaking Caribbean islands. So the places that were English or Dutch owned, and I think there's one other country that owned the island in the Caribbean. Was it Denmark? So yeah, most people refer to that as the quote-unquote Caribbean or a Caribbeaner. However, the identity of Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, and Cubans have a lot of overlap. So there is a closeness between those three countries of Hispanic origin, of Spanish origin in the Caribbean. But Puerto Ricans really don't share too much closeness with Jamaicans, for example, or San Martinans. Not too much. Let's walk up through here. Let's zigzag through here. Marcel sent 530 stars. Oh, thank you so much, Marcel. It's so generous of you. 530 stars, about $5. Thank you so much for itching us closer to the goal of 100,000 stars. Have you been to St. Martin? No, I actually never been to St. Martin, Camilla. Reminds us of the West Side Story, says Nina. Yeah, indeed, this is one of the neighborhoods where Italians and Puerto Ricans would have mingled, just like San Juan Hill, which is the area of Manhattan now, Lincoln Center, where Puerto Ricans did mingle with Italians. So this would have been another neighborhood. Italians were in the section of Williamsburg and Puerto Ricans were in this section of Williamsburg. So cue the West Side Story music. Hey, Lisa, thank you so much for the stars, Lisa. Lisa sending stars as well. Woot woot. Puerto Ricans closely linked to St. Croix. 40% of all Curaçanos have Boricua blood in it. Oh, interesting. I don't know too much about the St. Croix connection. That's fascinating. I'll look more into that. Hey, Mighty Bull, thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Mighty Bull. Lisa sent 550 stars. Thank you so much, Lisa. Is New York different from Chicago? Yeah, there's a lot of differences between New York and Chicago. Only center of Chicago might feel a little bit like Manhattan, but yeah, they're very different cities. And I think they do have different cultures. Now we are Grand Street. It's quite grand over here, Grand Street. Tutan says, now in Italy, it's 9:30 p.m. and I just ate my pizza. Wait, what do you eat? Your spaghetti. Spaghetti forever, says Tutan. Oh, so glad. ¿Tendrás transmisión para el día de comunicación? Comemoración de 9/11. Sí, Adam, voy en vivo a la 1 p.m. tiempo Nueva York. 1 p.m. New York time for September 11th, this Saturday. 20th anniversary. May the people who lost their lives rest in peace. Lisa says, I sent more than that. Lisa, yes, you have to buy and then send. It's a two-step process on Facebook. You have to buy them and then send them over. Thank you so much for wanting to send over more stars. Or are you doing it for 9/11? Well, you'll find out. B. Griffin. Stay tuned. Muchas gracias, Adam. No problema. Love murals. Yeah, murals are so beautiful. Look at this building. They did something very interesting with windows. A little bit exposed brick. Lisa sent 200 stars. Thank you so much, Lisa, for the 200 stars. Lisa says, only let me send in 50-star increments. Thank you so much for sending them over. There's higher increments, I know that. Lisa says it's a starry night. Indeed it is. You're making it to a starry night. Thank you so much. Oh, we got another 50 stars. Thank you so much, Lisa. Lisa is causing urbanists on the Facebook side to look like a meteor shower. Thank you so much. With all the shooting stars. Ivel says, hard to believe it's 20 years. Yeah. Things have changed a lot in 20 years. The world is a whole different place. I can barely believe also that it's been 20 years. Do some New Yorkers like Brooklyn more than Manhattan? There is a gigantic swath of New Yorkers that prefer Brooklyn over Manhattan. I mean, that's why there's so many people living here. It's the most populous borough. And I've met many friends that don't like going to Manhattan. The same thing applies to people from Queens. Don't prefer to come into the side of the city. They rather stay away from it as much as possible. So certain friends will tell me, hey, come over to Brooklyn instead. So yeah, it is common. Cynthia says, I like Brooklyn. I feel you, Cynthia, I feel you. Yeah, it's a beautiful borough. Long Islanders. Yeah, well, Long Island definitely also shares that sentiment. A lot of Long Islanders don't really venture too much into the city. Quote unquote, the city. Even Brooklyners might call it the city, quote unquote. Because it feels like a whole different place. A world away from home. Ooh, there's a Levain bakery here. Oh, that's good. Risa, you love Brooklyn too. My friend lives in Rhode Island. Oh, cool. I've been curious about Rhode Island. I don't even know what this is. Meet me here. Pat says she knows about you. Her village is about 40 minutes away from Shannon. She has severe MS, so she can't travel anymore, but she has done a lot of traveling in her younger side. Oh, Pat, yeah. Are you referring to your daughter, Pat? I'm so glad she was able to travel so much. I know it's tough to travel in certain circumstances, so I'm glad she was able to do so. So what should I show you? Let's see. What do you guys want to see? Let me know. Let's see. I'll show you more on Bedford Avenue. I think it'll be fun. Newport is amazing, says S. Fields. Yes, I've heard. A lot of people here in New York I met are traveling in Newport.
We are the people that do the farmers markets.
Camilla says your face. What happened, Camilla? Pat says your daughter has been 2/3 of the world before she had MS. Oh no, my heart goes out to your daughter. Cynthia says, I'm going to make coffee before Ariel gets his. Oh, you read my mind. It's time for a cold in my minds. The UPS truck is doing a trumpet solo. Mel says, this is awesome. My pleasure, Mel. I'm so glad you're enjoying this. Thank you so much for tuning in. Blessings, please take us to a coffee shop. Okay, Lisa. We'll do. Who wants a coffee shop? Let me know in the comments. Speak now or forever hold your peace. So, someone asked, will I encounter poke in Ireland? Well, we shall see. But there's a lot of poke here. Lots of poke bars here. Someone asked me also, what was the best poke place in New York? It was, or Lorraine. You know, pretty much all of them taste the same, basically. I've not tried a terrible poke place, but I haven't tried a poke place that really blows me away. So they're pretty much all the same. I don't think you could go wrong with a poke place here. Please order a black spritz. Ooh, what is a black spritz? Lisa Ann sent 50 stars. Thank you so much, Lisa Ann. Bedford is the longest single name street in Brooklyn. Yes, it is. And I did a full car tour last year during the height of the pandemic. And this car tour, we drove all along beautiful Bedford Avenue. It's one of the most interesting avenues, in my opinion. You can see the entire world driving on Bedford From the Jewish Hasidic areas to the Puerto Rican areas to the hipster areas. I call them the Triple H of New York. Hipster, Hasidic, and Hispanic. You can see all of that on Bedford Avenue. Clemens, going to Ireland. I am going to Ireland. Next week you'll see me at the Emerald Isle. Surrounded by myth and legend. And seaweed, because apparently they eat a lot of seaweed in Ireland. So I'm so excited to see. I don't like coffee. I love the smell, but I could sit in the coffee shop all day, says Rissa. You coffee, me patience. Okay, Rissa. Deal, Rissa. So there's a lot of choices for coffee here. Let's wander around a little bit and see if I can find a coffee shop. We'll give it 10 minutes. Let's start the timer now. 10 minutes. We're gonna wander around, and if I see a coffee shop I've never been to, we will stop at it. That is not a commercial coffee shop like Starbucks, Bodega, or Dunkin' Donuts. 10 minutes starting now. This is Donut Plant. I love these guys. Amazing donuts, but I've been here. If 10 minutes we do not get to coffee shop I haven't been to, I'll show you my favorite one in Bedford Ave. This is Robert on pandemic restrictions. I'm not sure how they're dealing with the border in Northern Ireland. If there is even a border in Northern Ireland. I know that there's never been a border, but I'm not sure with the pandemic. Oh, Blank Street Coffee. And they have bagels. Okay, that was quick. We found our new coffee bar, so bear with me. I am going to order a coffee from here. Alright, we're gonna go to a different one. They're taking a little bit too long, and also there's really no seating. Alright. Lisa says it's colored pistachio. It is indeed. It is indeed. Pat says the conversation at pubs you will love. You are the luckiest traveling YouTuber I've ever seen. Why do you say that, Bella? Have other YouTubers found bad luck traveling? Yeah, you know, I usually travel to places that are fairly safe and kind of calm. I'm not a super adventurous travel vlogger, in the sense of going to countries where it is much more difficult to travel in. So I think that's why I also encounter good vibes in most places I go. So for great Middle Eastern cuisine, for fast casual Middle Eastern, come here to Oasis. Great Middle Eastern place. Okay, so I've never been here, Victoria, but it's one of the coffee shops with the lowest reviews. So I won't be trying it out. Always has terrible low reviews. And it's always empty. I'm not sure how that's still in business. It's been here for 10 plus years. Lisa says you're a good man, Ariel. You're so kind. Oh, I'm so glad you think so. Oh, let's see this one. Do I order up here and can sit outside?
You're going to sit outside, you order with your phone through the QR code on the table.
Yeah.
Everything else.
Is there any way I can order without the phone? Okay, I'll order.
You have to tell me what table you're going to sit at, so I know where to put the
The one at the corner, at the end, the covered one. I'll have a original chicken and waffles, please. Classic. With
bone-in or boneless?
what?
Bone-in or boneless?
Bone-in. And a cold brew. Yeah, that's it. Okay, so this is not a proper coffee bar, but it is one of the best chicken and waffle places, in my opinion, here in New York City. This is an amazing place. I'll tell you the name of it at the end of when I'm done. But they also have cold brew coffee, and this is the reason why is because it's very common to eat chicken and waffles for brunch, and that's why it's fairly calm as well. I mean, that's why you always find cold brew and a variety of different coffee drinks. So people there sound friendly and warm-hearted. They were. I had to mute it because of the popular hip-hop music. But yeah, people are indeed warm and friendly. So I'm going to show you for the last segment of this show today, I'm going to show you something that's kind of very typical Brooklyn. Well, it comes from Harlem, but very typical New York brunch item nowadays, and it's very popular in Brooklyn brunch spots. And as I mentioned, the chicken and waffles. So I'm so hyped to show you authentic chicken and waffles combined with a good cold brew coffee. Waldy says, "Oh, I see. That's why we couldn't hear." Yeah, the reason they wanted me to order with my phone. Because you order with their phone and then they bring it out, so there's no table service outdoors. But I am using my phone right now for live video, so I asked if I can order in the front and they can bring it out to me, and that's what they're doing. I love to try chicken and waffles, says Kay. Yeah, Kay. It's rare to find chicken and waffles outside of the US. I think it's a pretty uniquely American thing. Pretty uniquely American. It's hot. I'm gonna wait for my food and then go to... Go to Amsterdam, says Paul. Indeed, love chicken and waffles. Looking good, Ariel, says Wendy. Oh, thank you so much, Wendy. I appreciate it. Ariel, you're glowing. I am indeed glowing. I did not know that this table was going to be a very hot table, but since I told them to bring it over here, I'm going to wait for the food to come and then move to a shadowy table because it's very hot over here. I never understood the chemistry between chicken and waffles. Yeah. And right now, because the sun is facing my camera, it's going dark. Ooh, this is not going to be good. I got to move to a shadowy table. Bear with me. Right over here. Fried chicken and waffles. Yeah, I just moved. Yeah. Thank you so much. Okay. So if you have a sweet tooth, this will satisfy you. Fried chicken and waffles. 2 pieces, 2 hunking chunks of fried chicken and 4 slices of waffle, or this is an entire waffle divided into 4 with a little bit of powdered sugar. Quite a sweet bomb. Of course, there is some maple syrup because waffles are very similar to pancakes, and here's some butter. They have a butter made with blueberry and a plain butter. I love both of them. But look at this fried chicken. So well fried. This is definitely one of the better places for fried chicken in all of Brooklyn, in my opinion. There's also one in the Lower East Side. I'll tell you the name of it towards the end. And they give you some hot sauce. So, look at that. The camera gets so dark, I'm not sure why. Switch sides. I think I'm backward. We're back. Okay, there we go. Well, much better. Hey, would love to try American fried chicken. It's a must here in America. It's a must. Something you really won't find anywhere else, in my opinion. Well, of course, there's some other countries that do some type of fried chicken, but America makes it so unique that it has its own unique taste. Now, this was developed here in New York. While this is now associated with being soul food, and soul food is associated with Southern African American, in the south part of America, African American community has a cuisine called soul food. And this is usually associated with that. But it was not developed in the South. It was developed from people who came from the South, combining it with a treat that was already found here, the waffle. The fried chicken, something very typical from the South of the US. And the waffle, which was popularized because of the World's Fair of the 1930s, 1939 World's Fair. There was a huge pavilion for Belgium, and Belgium brought over their Belgian waffles. Belgian waffles were already popular beforehand, and the reason they were already known in New York is because of our Dutch ancestry. However, nonetheless, 1930s, there was already a huge African American influence from the south of the US, here in Manhattan, in Harlem specifically. They decided to combine the Belgian waffle with the classic Southern fried chicken, making chicken and waffles born in Harlem, New York. It was one of the first places to ever sell it. And love your shirt, says Sil. I'm so glad, Sil. And yum, delish. Indeed it is delish. And back in Italy. Wow, that looks really good. Getting hungry now. Are you visiting Mayo County in Ireland? I'm not sure yet. Let me know what I should visit on Mayo in Ireland. Susie says I can't eat those together. Sweet and savory combined together. That's the best thing. First of all, let's put in the butter. I thought Thomas Jefferson brought the Dutch waffle to the USS George. You know, Thomas Jefferson brought a lot of things to the US. I'm not sure about the Dutch waffle, but the Dutch definitely had waffles here before Thomas Jefferson in New York. How popular it was, I don't know. So 2 of them I'm slathering with regular butter. And then the other 2 I'm using the blueberry butter. Right here. Now for the best part, this. Ooh. It's running away from me. Oh, it got on the tray, but it doesn't matter. Oh, look at that. You can't even pour this on the chicken, but that's a bit too much at the moment. Let's open up that chicken. Wendy says, just chicken for me. That's what a lot of people are saying, just the chicken. Well, in this place you can buy just chicken as well. Or they have a chicken sandwich as well. Super crusty. So we're eating sugar with our chicken. We'll see how juicy this is. There we go. Look at that. Oh my god, all the smell just came out of that chicken at once. And look at that, the skin. This is the best part. If you are coming and eat fried chicken and you're leaving the skin, I don't know. You are a madman. But it's the best part right here, the skin. Use your fingers with that fried chicken. Usually I would, but yeah, I don't want to get too messy right now at the moment. Fork is struggling though. They should give wet wipes with this. Sometimes they do in fried chicken places. They give you wet wipe. With the waffle. Oh. The waffle, very fluffy, super fluffy. The chicken, very juicy. This skin, so crunchy. Now the syrup has spilled over to the chicken, so we're gonna enjoy some good syrup with this chicken. You better have that money on your card. Because I'm about you yourself and you already know. That money that you've been saving up. So it's so well brined. They brine this for hours. It's so good. This is in Texas. It says, indeed. So, look at this. Is this white or white breast meat? It is. This is a thigh. So they gave me 2 thighs. Usually they alternate and they give you a leg and a thigh. But in this case, it's dark meat. It's the thigh. So great combination. It sounds like it is a terrible combination, sweet and savory, but trust me, here in New York, they know how to do sweet and savory well. And it's just unbeatable. You get the softness of the waffle and the crunchy tenderness of the chicken. Delicious. But now let me try the blueberry butter. So this is the cold brew, and this might sound blasphemous to many Europeans, combining coffee with your meal, but it's fairly normal for American brunch. It dates back to the days of the diner, because at the diner you usually would be served your coffee and you'll have your savory breakfast, which is eggs, bacon, sausage, whatnot. Coffee and brunch. Tasting that chicken with that coffee. Ooh. Let that chicken swim in that cold brew coffee. And they use a good cold brew coffee as well. All right, let's try that blueberry butter. But first, with the blueberry butter, I get a huge piece of chicken. And I'm gonna take a huge mouthful of them together. Look at that. The cold brew, your cold brew looks strong, says Lisa. It is. Yeah, it's a strong cold brew. Cold brew is the highest caffeine. Second highest, because you can get caffeine with nitro. Nitro cold brew is the highest caffeine. But nitro is not so widely available as regular cold brew. That blueberry butter is interesting. You definitely taste the blueberry. And my brain is highly confused combining it with the fried chicken. It's like, what's happening here? Is this dessert? Is this breakfast? Is this dinner? What are you doing here? That's what my brain is going through. And sometimes being in the state of utter confusion is a beautiful thing, because you're experiencing a whole new array of tastes and flavors. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, fried chicken and waffles. If you have any last remaining questions, feel free to ask. This place is called Sweet Chick. Sweet Chick. And I highly recommend it. They have other items as well, like chicken sandwich. You can also buy regular fried chicken and I think a side like a mac and cheese. So there's other things that you can order here. Delicious. I've been missing this. This is a combination of flavors you can't really find in most places in Europe. Sweet Chick, wasn't that at the Smorgasburg? Smorgasburg. Joanne, great question. They might have been the Smorgasburg in a year or two. I think they were. They were in like, I covered the Smorgasburg 2 years ago, and I recall them being there. Yeah. Do you ever combine macaroni and cheese with baked beans? Ooh, Daryl, that's a good question. No, I have not done that combination. I eat them like side by side, but I haven't put them on top of each other. But it's fairly common to buy barbecue and have a side of mac and cheese and a side of baked beans. So yeah, I ate them together, but not like mix them in. But they do taste good side by side. Lisa says you're a star. Thanks for this deliciousness. My pleasure. My pleasure. And the cold brew is really good cold brew, actually. I'm not sure what coffee brand they're using, but it tastes chocolatey. Has a fruity note to it. It's a little bit brighter than most other cold brews. The great thing about cold brew is not acidic at all. So combining it with a strong meal like this, I think you're gonna feel just fine towards the end. It's called sweet chick. 2 different words. Sweet chick, like a chick, like a small little chicken. Lisa Ann sent another 50 stars. Thank you so much, Lisa Ann. That street art, uncombined very well. Oh yeah. Power to the people. Fried mac and cheese balls. I think they have fried mac and cheese balls here, George. But yeah, you'll find that in some places here in Brooklyn. Baked beans and chicken. Yum. Oh yes. Let me see if I missed any other questions. Veronica always has great questions. How much was that on the plate menu? It cost me $24. $22, and I gave a $2 tip. So, yeah, $24. Expensive. You can find cheaper in Harlem. The place I would recommend in Harlem is called Aunt Ruth's? Amy Ruth's in Harlem. One of the best. And is this restaurant co-owned by Nas? ABX Girl? I don't know. That's a good question. I remember briefly hearing that Sweet Chick was an endeavor by a celebrity. So if anyone can confirm right now, is this the restaurant owned by Nas? The rapper Nas? Because I do vaguely remember it being owned by a celebrity, but maybe it's Nas. If anyone can find out. That'll be very interesting. If you're a fan of the rapper Nas, well, there we go. Here you can find a great fried chicken. And yeah, chocolatey and wonderful. And they had different types of waffles. They had cheddar waffles, bacon cheddar waffles. They had like a strawberry waffle. They had a few different waffles. So B. Griffin has confirmed, indeed, the rapper Nas, N-A-S, not to be confused with the Facebook creator Nas. There's also another one. The rapper Nas owns Sweet Chick. That is so interesting. That is so interesting. All right, so rapper Nas owns Sweet Chick. That's so cool. I'll never know the chicken fried waffle combination. I've been a vegetarian for 50 years. They do have vegetarian chicken. I'm not sure of this place, but some places do. Okay, everyone, thank you so much for tuning in. I will be back live 1 p.m. in September 11th, 1 p.m. this Saturday for remembering the 20th anniversary of the many people who lost their lives. So be on September 11th, Saturday at 1 p.m. And then next week I'll be going to Ireland. So stay tuned, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm Ariel. This is Urbanist. And if you want to have access to the 360 videos of Rome, of Italy, you can become a super urbanist. And Camilla says, read your DMs. Everyone, I appreciate all of you tuning in. One thing you must know about me is that I really don't respond to private messages. I tend to disconnect after these live videos because I do research and I do my own thing. So I usually don't respond to messages, but I do appreciate everyone tuning in and saying hello on the live videos. On the live videos, I give you all my attention, but I usually don't respond to private messages or to comments afterwards. But always do appreciate the comments nonetheless. Everyone keep being awesome and always keep on exploring. Have a good day, everyone. Bye-bye.